Football's biggest stage just got bigger. The 2026 World Cup, hosted across the United States, Canada, and Mexico, is unlike anything we've ever seen. For the first time in history, 48 teams will compete for the trophy. That's 16 more than Qatar 2022. And with that expansion comes a brand new format that is already dividing opinions across the football world. So today, we're breaking it all down: how it works, who benefits, and which legendary teams would still be alive right now if this format had existed sooner. Let's start with how this actually works. Under the old format, 32 teams were split into 8 groups of 4. The top 2 from each group advanced, 16 teams in total, straight into the round of 16. Simple, clean. Now here's the new setup. 48 teams are divided into 12 groups of 4. Every team still plays 3 group games, but here's a key change. Instead of only the top 2 advancing from each group, the 8 best third place finishers across all 12 groups go through. That means 32 teams advance to a brand new knockout round called the Round of 32, before we even get to the Round of 16. From there, it's straight single elimination. Round of 32 to round of 16 to the quarterfinals to the semifinals, and then the final at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey on July 19th. The numbers are staggering. We go from 64 matches to 104 matches. The tournament runs for 39 days instead of 32. And for the first time ever, the finalists will play 8 matches to win the World Cup instead of 7. So, what's good about this? For decades, football powerhouses in Africa, Asia, and the Americas complained that qualification spots were heavily tilted towards Europe and South America. This expansion opens the door wider. Teams like Uzbekistan, Cape Verde, Jordan, and Curacao are making their World Cup debuts in 2026. Nations that once saw the World Cup as a distant dream now have a realistic path to the tournament, and that matters for grassroots investment, infrastructure, and football development back home. Also, 104 matches means more moments, more upsets, more stories. The round of 32 is an entirely new phase of tension and excitement that didn't exist before. With 8 of the 12 third place finishers advancing, a bad day or even a bad 2 days doesn't have to end a nation's World Cup. A team can stumble and still recover, which arguably reflects true quality over time better than a brutal 3-game elimination. FIFA is reportedly targeting close to $9 billion in revenue this World Cup cycle. More matches mean more broadcasting rights, more sponsorship, and more prize money. The winning team will take home $50 million, the largest prize pool in World Cup history. But not everyone is a fan, and the criticism is fair. The group stage stakes are lower. When 2/3 of the field advances from a group, finishing third feels almost comfortable. Critics argue this kills the drama of group stage football. That feeling where every point in every match feels like life or death. Adding 16 more teams inevitably means more mismatches. There will be group games where a top 10 ranked nation plays a team that barely qualified. Some worry the round of 32 could produce a run of one sided results before the real tournament truly begins. Finalists now play 8 games instead of 7. In an era where club football is already more congested than ever, adding another high intensity international match raises legitimate health and injury concerns. Many observers believe this expansion is driven more by politics and money than sporting merit. The FIFA president, Gianni Infantino, initially pitching a 48-team format back in 2016, accused by critics of using expansion as a campaign promise. FIFA insists sporting and commercial goals can coexist, but the debate remains. Here's the most fascinating part about all of this. Look back at World Cup history and ask which legends were knocked out too soon under the old format. Spain, 2014 Brazil, European champions and 2010 World Cup winners, destroyed 5-1 by the Netherlands in their opener, then beaten by Chile, out after 2 games. Under the new format, they'd have had 3 games to recover and potentially still advanced. Belgium's 2022 squad was supposed to be the golden generation's last stand. Lukaku, De Bruyne, Hazard, Courtois, some of the best players in the world, all peaking at the same time, and yet they went out in the group stage. Didn't even make it to the knockouts. It was one of the biggest disappointments of the tournament, and for many of those players, it was the end of the international road. Under the new format, since they finished third, they would still end up making the knockouts. The new format is more forgiving. Whether that's a feature or a flaw depends entirely how you watch the sport. The 2026 World Cup is already underway, and one thing is clear: football's biggest event has never been bigger. Whether you love the new format or miss the brutal simplicity of the old one, the drama is real and the stakes are high. 48 teams, 104 matches, one trophy. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.